first public hearing we're gonna do tonight will be rezoning 19 acres on Chappel Street, rezoning from R1 to R2. We're gonna do roll call.
Jay McGee, Jim Heigl, Lawrence McGee,
Here.
Nancy McKay,
Here.
Philip Morris, Lee Perriman,
Here.
Julie Sanders,
Here.
Jeff Turner,
Here.
Tara Douglas,
Here.
and also Lawrence.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll make the notation of that.
Okay, can we get a motion to adopt the agenda for tonight's hearing?
Motion.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay, everybody in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Any nays? Okay, what we're trying to do is rezone these 19 acres from R1 to R2 for the purpose of developing a subdivision. The plots being too small for subdivision in R1. Is there anybody that would like to speak?
My name is John Bovingberg. I'm here because I'm a homeowner on Marion Avenue. And it's my concern in rezoning into an R2 and making it a multifamily or multi-purpose dwellings, that we start losing the integrity that we have as a neighborhood, because you put multifamily homes in there. We've got an established neighborhood. We're one of the lowest crime rates in the city of Sylacauga, as per the national crime standard. We moved here 3 years ago under the investigation that the whole property was in a family trust, so we bought a home. Family trust had been sold, the lumber had been is now logged off of it, and now we're being told that not only is it logged off, we're gonna go from a single family residence to multifamily residence, and we're gonna lower our property value and bring that element that comes with that into our neighborhood. That whole area there is one of the least rated crime areas in the city. That's why we moved here. And this is all happening within a flick of a switch. You know, we wouldn't even know when they came into log. Nobody told us they were coming into log. We came back from a death of a family member to find out that the woods that we had behind the house were gone. It's my concern, and then the neighbors that I've talked to is concerned, that we're gonna take the stability of our neighborhood and throw it in the trash. And it was also my understanding that entire area had a building moratorium because of sinkholes. That's why it was never developed.
Do you wanna talk on that? Is there any more plan on that?
I'm not answering one way or the other for either of the parties, but the city has no jurisdiction to tell somebody they can't cut timber off of their property. So there is no notification process for that. I don't know if you're aware, what they're zoning it to is R2, which is not, it's duplex at the max, not multifamily, that's an apartment building. That's all I've got to say.
More or less same difference as one family. Who are we talking to? I don't know any of these people. I've been here 82 years and I don't know anybody in here. Who are you and who is the gentleman back here?
That's Mike Whetstone.
I can't hear you, ma'am.
That's Mike Whetstone. He's the Director of Building Services.
Okay, now
I'm Julie Sanders. I'm the chairperson. This is Mike Turner.
we received a letter talking about rezoning and stuff. Why were we sent the letter?
Because if any property within 300 feet, when it needs to be rezoned, we notify those other property owners, so you can come, what's your opinion?
Yes, ma'am, I understand that, but we received a letter, and they've already moved equipment in, started prepping the land. What's that about? There's an excavator over there and they're cleaning out.
Digging stumps.
Has it already been decided? So, it's already been decided, is what I'm saying.
Ron, no, he
Huh?
said they're digging stumps up there.
What?
He said they're digging stumps up
They
there.
got stumps out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do-
they cannot start building or subdividing until it passes city council.
We went through this about, what, 4 or 5 years ago, were you here then?
That's
It's been longer than that.
Huh?
It was longer than that.
What?
It was longer than that.
Longer than that, okay, several years ago, they wanted to do that, and it was turned down. In fact, somebody was here from the people that were developing it, and he left in a hurry, because he got such a rough welcome.
Would you like to voice what your concerns are?
So what are we gonna decide tonight, is what I mean? Huh?
She wants to know what your concerns are.
My concern is, are we being notified, we listen to me, us? Are you asking our opinion on this?
That's what
Yes.
the purpose of
Okay.
the hearing is.
Well, I gotta know, does anything else matter?
Can you state your name again? I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
Just state your name, sir.
My name is Ronald Lackey. I live at 420 Marion Avenue, I've been there 19 years.
Lackey,
Lackey.
you want to state your address?
Is there gonna be a vote or anything like that, or y'all just?
420 Marion Avenue.
420 Marion Avenue.
Okay. Do you have any concerns about this? You just don't want the development? Or what are you?
I'm concerned the
We need to
same,
hear your opinion other than just.
just like the gentleman here was, I'm concerned about the same stuff.
Okay.
That is the problem with it. Anytime you move subsidized houses, which what it's gonna be, the crime rate goes up. Invariably.
It's gonna be subsidized housing?
Ma'am,
Is this
Say
gonna be
anything to be like
subsidized
this.
housing?
no, ma'am, it's just 9 lots on Chappel Street. But I'm zoning the whole 19, cause it's the same property. I'm planting, once I do a fire break around it all, I'm replanting all of it in pines. So my kids can cut it or their kids can cut it. I'm just selling 9 lots on Chappel Street.
And are the plans for single family homes, duplexes?
No, they're, 12 to 1,600 square foot houses.
Single-family houses?
Ma'am?
Single-family houses?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why does it need to be rezoned?
Because the lots were too big to do 9, so we had to rezone it to do smaller lots. They're 75 by 140 deep. The way it's zoned now is 100 by 140. So we're doing smaller lots, so there's just, say, single dwelling houses.
But we have no guarantee of that, because once it's rezoned, you can do whatever you want to.
That's right.
As long as it's within those specifications.
Right.
It's like.
So it could still be duplexes back there.
No,
Yeah.
no.
We don't want
Well,
that.
who's right?
That's,
I live there too. no.
I know, that's what you're
Who's right?
saying
We know
now,
you.
but what's
We know
gonna
you.
happen later after it's rezoned? is
Who's
what we-
right?
Legally, you can put a duplex in
Right.
once it's rezoned.
If it's R2, it is available for duplex.
Right.
R1 is strictly single family, and it's the highest ranking in our residential. And then you have the R3.
Just so you know too, to answer your question, from our building department, we don't issue permits until this complete process is done. So no matter what equipment he has out there, he can't build a house until we issue a permit. We don't issue permits until this is settled. He can do whatever he wants to, just like you can on your land. If you wanna clean it off, he can. We can't do anything about that.
Right.
He's a property owner, he can do what he wants to pretty much.
And all I'm doing now is prepping it,
Without permits.
prepping it, do a fire break,
Without
That's
permits.
what the fire.
so I can
department
replant
does.
it. That's what I'm doing now.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, you said what? What are
I'm
you doing?
digging stumps, I do a fire break. So I'm gonna dig the stumps up around the property line, so I can do a fire break. I gotta burn it, and then they gonna come replant pines.
Okay. Where will this be in relation to the building, to the
Oh,
homes?
the Chappel Street.
Yeah.
On, lining with Chappel.
Okay. They face Chapel, and that
Yes,
face
sir.
Chapel.
Face Chapel.
I'm looking to see what you
On Chapel, on Chapel.
The driveways are on Chappel.
So you're gonna do single family,
Yes, ma'am.
just single family up there?
So, no.
He says do not, but then they would have the opportunity to put in, yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Sir, can I ask
So-
you your name?
John Bogensberger,
Spell the last name, please.
Bogensberger.
Thank you, sir.
So that really what we're wrestling about here then is the difference between 9 and 12 lots. Or we're talking about money instead of just single-family dwellings. Because if it's R1 and it's single-family dwellings, then what is it, 9 lots versus 12?
No, it's 7 lots versus 9.
7 versus 9, 2 lots.
They're only 6 listed.
And who's to say that once it's rezoned, that, you decide to sell again, and then it could go to somebody that could bring something other than, single dwelling homes in there. I mean, like you said, it's an established neighborhood. My family's one of the ones that's established it. And
What's your name, ma'am?
my name is Lisa Barnett Strong. And then, the Marion is my cousin, is the name that is built for, or paid for.
I have a question to you. How quickly will these homes be built?
Wanna do 2. If they sell, we're gonna do the rest of them.
And what timeframe are you?
If we get this done, get it planted off, get it established, we're probably a year, 8 months, 6 months. I really don't know, but I'm not building them. I got a man gonna build them,
So you
if
have,
that makes any sense.
do you have a contractor?
Yes. Ma'am?
You have a contractor
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
gonna do the entire subdivision or just the first 2 houses?
Just the 9 houses. They're calling it a subdivision, but it's just 9 houses.
Anything over 2.
That's what I was told, so, you know. Cause I'm gonna replant the rest of it. Now, if I die, I don't know what my kids might do with it,
That's exactly our point,
Yeah.
but,
is we need to protect it for the future.
but Fran's still living, so there's nothing gonna happen to it, as long as she's living too, so.
Anybody else?
I have a question. I usually go look at the neighborhood, and I apologize, I have not had a chance, and I'm going this week, but, are there is every house single family?
Yes.
Yes.
There is nothing out there except single family.
Yes.
That's it.
For how many blocks?
It's only a single block. That street was built and the continuing development, when it was built in the 60s, was halted because of a building moratorium because of sinkholes. So it's a single street with like 16 houses on it, all single-family dwellings, all very established neighborhoods. And my argument's the same as yours. So we can set in here today and change it from R1 to R2, and a week from now it gets sold, and now got R2, we can put duplexes in there because it's zoned for it.
Right.
And it's the same as, we moved here 3 years ago knowing that we had woods in the back and in a safe neighborhood, and it was sold and the woods are gone. Hey, that's spilled milk, I can't cry about it, it just happened. But these have to be long-range, thought-out decisions. We could set in here and say that it's gonna be single-family residence. Well, if it's gonna be single-family residence, then what's the issue?
Is it, everything's on Marion? All houses are on Marion?
All the houses are on there.
On Chappel.
On Chapel.
Yeah,
Y'all are
but
on
the
Marion.
property that has been taken care of is right behind the house
It's
on
behind
Marion.
our house.
And it's right behind my house.
Yep.
It's right behind my house
too.
Julie, have you been out
And
there?
my question, excuse me, my question is that I have, on one of my extra lots, I have a huge sinkhole. So when they went in, came in and cleared out, now the sinkhole is going back up toward Chappel. Cause I live on Lee Street, and it's moving toward Chappel where he's going to be building up there.
Mike, is there any way to put, I understand what Tim said, I understand what they're saying, is there any way to put some kind of a restriction on this?
Zoning is a restriction, so
Right.
once it's,
Where that it can't change in the future?
that's a covenant. That kind of agreement is called a covenant, and the city can't enforce that, that has to be enforced by the neighborhood.
But single family's R one. You want single family in R two, is there a reason you don't want to keep it R one?
Size of lots.
But could you not have as many houses?
It'd be less
And
houses.
subdivide, could you not subdivide the land to where it would accommodate a single family and just not have 9?
No, we already got the plans for the houses, for the 75 wide by 140.
Yeah, like out, at
Can
our,
it change? Plans can change.
like at our house, it was built on a lot and a half. Well, we bought the other lot and a half, but our house was built on a lot and a half. I think Mr. Barnett's was built on a lot and a half or 2 lots. In order to get around that. So it was sold as a lot and a half. I know it would reduce the number of houses you would have to sell, but,
Well, you just change your plan.
right.
This young lady needs to say something.
I have 2 questions. Is this gonna be modular homes? The other one is, this is extremely close to Pinecrest School. Will that have any bearing on
I'm sorry.
will it have any bearing on the zoning that it's so terribly close to Pinecrest School? And are they modular?
No, the distance to the school has no bearing. No, but the question of modular homes,
No.
Modular homes are not allowed in the zone R1 or R2.
Okay, okay.
There's very few places in Silicaca you can put a modular home.
Can we have a covenant in there that would require it to be single family homes?
Just,
I mean, the covenant,
just leave it all
not
one.
the city, but the subcity.
That's why you have zones, R1 or 2.
Mike, are you only looking at the area of 9 homes or additional land?
You're looking at everything that's on that subdivision plot there.
Question here.
And that actually has 8.
I only have 6 lots on this.
What happened to the moratorium that's on that property?
There, I'm not aware of any. I've been here 13 years, so,
Well, we've been there over 30, so.
there's very few places we have any restrictions. It has to be something already there that's known, and there's not any record of anything being on these particular lots, so.
It should be for the high towers. Had it. Cause they had a moratorium on it because of the sinkholes in certain sections of it.
Actually, we can't do a moratorium today. If somebody wishes to build on a lot that has that
Well,
compromise.
that's what I'm saying, what happened to what, one that was, everybody
I'm-
was knowledge of?
We can't get sinkhole insurance when we bought the house because it's a building, because there's a sinkhole moratorium around.
No, there's not even a legal way we could have a moratorium. If somebody wants to build on a house, on a lot or something that's been compromised before, they have to have an engineer come in and certify that lot safe before we can issue a permit. If it's had a sinkhole on it before and they want to, I mean, I don't wanna bring this up, but we had a store here recently that had the floor caved in.
Yeah,
because
big
of the-
lot.
Well, they had a slew of engineers come in and did a lot of work, and that's a safe place to be now. So there is no moratorium, anything can be fixed if the check's big enough, I guess.
Okay, well, if I can just throw this out, back in the 1990s, the same thing happened in the Oldfield area. They had, a homeowner wanted to build nice houses and wanted to rezone on the Oldfield Hickman Quarry area. And the planning commission went along with them and, to change the zoning because, they said it would increase the value of the properties around it. And the other ones around it were like AG something agricultural, okay? Families around it were against it because if for some reason that subdivision that was planned did not go through and, the government could possibly take it over and have, HUD housing, I think it was. That's what we were concerned with at that time. Well, since then, it did go under, and the man that owns it is no longer there. He sold it to, very cheaply to someone else. And if you were to take a ride but there at Oldfield Road and Hickman Quarry Road, you would see the mess that is there now because of it. Nobody does anything about it. But it's if the zoning had not changed, that would not be there now. And we're talking about mechanics, guys living like he's in the 1920s maybe, I don't know how you wanna say it, but it's not what we would approve of as single dwelling homes, or even a duplex. But it's there. But my point is, they had all these plans for a subdivision, they got two very nice, is it two or one? One nice house out there, and the rest of it just went to pot, because the financing and everything fell through. So that was just my, wanted to throw that out. Yeah, it was resold.
Look, if that's the case, they won't rezone, why don't they just, can you not rezone just up there where you want to put the houses and leave the rest out of like it was? I mean, other than just, if you rezone that one stretch up there with the houses?
I knew a long time ago, when they wanted to put that section, that house is right in my bedroom.
Sorry, we didn't get here sooner. Good answer.
It didn't go through, but it would have been right in, just right out my door.